Hello and welcome back to another video. Today is the first episode of Random Career Mode, where I'm going to generate a new random career mode idea, play for half an hour to an hour, bring you the highlights and hopefully get you interested in some different saves. So how am I going to randomize my career mode? Well, a couple of weeks ago I uploaded this website to this channel, so hopefully you guys have all had a go with it already, generated some cool ideas, and I'm just going to generate one new idea, and that's going to be the one that we play for the save. So let's see who we get. So we're going to be playing as Santa Clara, a team I actually made a video on a couple of weeks ago, playing with signing only under 25 players on free transfers in a 4-3-3 attack. So again, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's see how that looks in FIFA. So here we are in FIFA. Let's have a look at Santa Clara, see what their sort of board expectations are, and see what we should expect with this save. There they are, Santa Clara. You can see they really need money. Everything else they don't really care that much about. They have nice kit as well, and of course from the Azores in the middle of the Atlantic. We're going to be going to strict sterling because I'm English and I only know how much things are in pounds. And let's get straight away started in this. So the first thing we're going to have to do is change our formation to 4-3-3 brackets 3. I think Santa Clara already have the right players for this kind of formation, so it shouldn't be too difficult. We need money, so we're going to go for the most expensive of the options there. And they actually already do play the 4-3-3-3. So, I mean, that's a good start there as well. We've got an interesting team, and we've got a team that play in that formation already. So all we can do now is try and sign some under 25 players. Actually, I've read this wrong. Sign no players under 25. So some older players on free transfers where we have weak spots in the team. You can see left centre mid is a little bit weak. We have Costinha, but he can't really defend and he's a bit weak. Left back, interesting one there too. We haven't really got a first choice. Anywhere else we've got some weaknesses. I can't see one that's obvious, so we're going to try and find a left centre mid on the free transfers over 25, just so that we fulfill that little objective we've set ourselves. So let's go to midfielder CM. They need to be at least 25, and we can only sign players on free transfers. That's going to make things difficult if we did try and play over one season. But who have we got that might be good? This guy from Finland looks pretty interesting. Very strong, tall player. Of course, not very realistic. But you can't really be realistic when you've got such a small choice of players that we could be picking. Koulibaly looks pretty interesting there. Don't think we're going to go for the Indian, the UAE, or the Bulgarian. So we're just going to straight up skip them. We'll have a look in the CDMs as well, because there might be some interesting players over 25 here. Another Bulgarian. None of these really look like they're that great. So we're just going to go and scout those two other players. And I'll simulate until we are back and they have scouted and the season's about to start. So we're back and we've scouted our players. Let's have a go at signing them. So where are we? Kauko 64, Koulibaly 68. 6'3", he's got better work rates, but he's got better stats. So we're going to go for this guy here. He's worth 1.1 million, but we can get him for just 5 grand a week, which I think is a pretty good deal. He'll go straight in there as the starting centre midfielder, even though he is slightly worse than the one we already have. I feel like he would be better at defending. He wants a 4-year deal, which is okay, I guess. He's 27 years old, but 3 years I think is probably better for us. He wants a release clause, that's fine. We're not going to be playing this save for too long unless you guys really like it and want me to keep going. So 3.5 grand, super good, super straight in the team. So instead of Nene, we now got Koulibaly, who's better at everything except a little bit of strength. It's more stamina than strength, I think. They're pretty even on both of them. Where's the big outliers here? Aggression, pretty different. Yeah, they're fairly similar players, but I'd rather have Koulibaly because he's a little bit faster and I think he'll be a better fit. So who have we got in our team? We haven't actually looked at the rest of the team. Kryzan up front is pretty good. He's 6'3" and fast. He can also finish pretty well for the level. Lincoln is really good on FIFA. He's got good agility, good skills, good pace. You know how it is on FIFA. Junior is very similar, and Alano is pretty much purely pace and dribbling, as you can see there. At the back, we haven't got a lot of speed in centre back, and our left back is very slow. We have one that's worse at defending, dribbling, and strength, but he's a bit quicker. We'll see how the season starts off before we switch to him. So we're going to sim now until the first match of the season. I've not bothered setting up a youth academy because we can only sign free transfer players anyway, but I suppose you could justify it as saying that they are free transfers because we're not paying a fee. I'm not going to, however. I'm going to just try and purely survive off free transfers. And here we are, ready for our first game in the Liga NOS. Hopefully it's pronounced NOS, not NOS. But we're going to be getting started here with a game against Valenciennes, I think you say it. I couldn't quite read that in time, and I don't know the Portuguese league well enough to actually pronounce the team names right, so forgive me for that. We've got a nice sunset for this first game, and of course Liga NOS fully licensed, all good. Look at that background. It's PS2 level graphics in the background of the mountains, but still got two very nice kits on show here, and hopefully it's a good start to our career mode. As always, we're playing on Legendary, and hopefully we get a good result here. I've always liked Santa Clara. They've got very interesting kits. Of course, they're like very similar to Benfica, as is the logo. Also interesting about Santa Clara is the fact that they are in an island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. So they're actually closer to some parts of Canada than they are the capitals of France, even though they're a European team. So they can play in the Europa League, for example, and they'd be closer to New York than somewhere like Berlin. I just think that's super interesting, and they're not actually that far. I haven't kept up to date with them and seen where they actually did finish this year, but I know they were doing pretty well and potentially in European football. So yeah, make sure you go and have a check on them. I might put it in the description if they did make it into Europe. Oh my god. Okay, that's not a good start for our left back there. He's been absolutely done and he just didn't lock on to the ball. But, you know, I can't even pronounce the name of this team that I'm playing against. Thankfully, Santa Clara is a nice, easy one. And thankfully, it's actually very lucky I got a random team that I was so looking forward to using. They've got some very good players, you know. Lincoln, of course, is always good on FIFA, as you'd expect with a Brazilian playing in the Portuguese league. They're going to be probably some of the most elite Brazilians on the game that are low ratings, because you're going to have a certain amount of skill and pace and, you know, ball control just to be able to play in the Portuguese league versus some of the other leagues in the game, like the Japanese league or the Chinese league. They're more about pure pace. Portugal, you need to have everything because it's so difficult to make it via Portugal into Europe. Only the good players can actually get there. So, of course, Koulibaly. So a good bit of skill from Lincoln in the build-up there. I did struggle to speak as I was concentrating on playing the games, but, you know, good start. That left back there, he's balding, and he's already lost the ball twice, so I'm not particularly too happy with him there. But, yeah, honestly, pretty happy with this team. It's much better than when I used to play Santa Clara on FIFA 18 and FIFA 19 when they'd just been promoted back. They never had any good players. They had Singh, I think he was called. Was it Luther Singh? I think he's South African. He had a lot of pace, but that's all he had, and he was like the only player. Look at this time wasted from that goalkeeper, by the way. It's only the 20th minute and he's already doing that. Can't quite get it. Lincoln and Chryson are a very good combination on FIFA, by the way. If you've never used either of them, definitely consider at least playing a kickoff match with Santa Clara. And if you're playing as like a championship or a French second division team, consider giving them a go. Just because they've got a good partnership, they've got pace, they've got height, they can both shoot. And of course they're both Brazilians, so there's a bit of realism there that they would have a good partnership. I like Lincoln, he's good on the ball. It's his skill moves that I think, as I try and pull one off there and it fails. You see there, Chryson just battered someone to the ground. And we score. There he is. I think that's Hide, my Japanese player. So, yeah, that's better. That's more like it. Showing why Santa Clara should be the team that you choose for your career mode. I'm hopefully going to do quite a few episodes of this over the summer because they're pretty easy for me to produce. Hopefully they're pretty entertaining for you to see me try out some new teams, doing some new kind of signing rules, and just generally showing off that website that I made. It's super easy how I made it, of course. It's nothing complicated. It's just a couple of string lists, or arrays as we call them in computer science, which it randoms a number for each one of them and then just shows you what's the item in that position in the list. So for example, Santa Clara might be the 4th team in the list. It randoms number 4, it shows Santa Clara, and then you've got your team. If you want if you're interested in doing something like this yourself, and you've maybe never touched program before, feel free to drop me a link on Discord, and I'm happy to show you some videos and help you get started with any programming, because that is my sort of occupation. I'm a software developer. But anyway, I'm absolutely rambling here, and we should get back into the game before I go on about my boring life. So, how is the save going so far? Free transfers only, I think, is going to be very easy for the first season, especially at Santa Clara's level. Second season, of course, you get quite a lot of good players coming through. Not coming through, but getting released. Players who might not be first choices, so like players like Willian usually go up into the free transfers. So depending on sort of the randomness, you could end up with some really good players, or you could end up with really, really bad players. You might have a massive hole in your squad because maybe it's been 3 or 4 seasons without a right back or a left back coming through that's any good. So then you've got to have to settle for a 62 overall right back. Maybe you're in the Champions League, you've got a 62 overall right back. It's going to be hard, you know. That is going to be very hard for you to do. That's why I think this might be a cool challenge. If you've got any ideas for other things that could fit in there, you know, I've got like only bald players, only blonde players, brown-haired players, African players. If you have any suggestions for that, again, message me on Discord or leave it in the comments here, and I'm more than happy to add them. It's super easy. It takes me about 10 seconds to add a new option in there, and then it instantly can become available for everyone else who gives this a go. Hopefully you guys have given this a go, by the way. The link to the actual randomizer is in the description. I probably should have said that at the start. But, you know, I have analytics on the page, and I still see a couple of people using it a day. It started off around 100, 200 a day, and it's maybe down to around 50 now. But that still makes me a bit proud that so many people are watching my YouTube videos and then clicking on my website that I made one morning when I wanted an idea for a video. But, yeah, I think it is genuinely a good idea, and hopefully, as I've said before, will actually help you out to find a fun save, especially with FIFA 22 coming out very soon. I imagine it's going to be the very end of September it comes out, maybe about the 22nd, 27th time. It's usually on a Friday. Oh, my goalie could have come out there. He refused. Damn it. That's not good. It's not a good start for Santa Clara. But yeah, so it's not too long until FIFA 22 comes out. So maybe you could random yourself some nice save ideas. You never know. Feel free to bookmark it. Come back to it at a later time. Oh, we can't quite get the build up right. I am also playing on this camera, which is not the easiest camera to use, but I know it makes the videos look better. I'm not just trying to find excuses, I swear. But it's a difficult camera. If you've never changed cameras, by the way, you should definitely give that a go as well, because you can see different angles on this. It makes maybe finesse goals a little bit harder when you're one-on-one, but it can make passing a little bit easier. So yeah, definitely consider doing that. Oh, good block there, good block. Keep it in. No, can't keep it. Get Morita off, the goal scorer. Get Oliveira on. I think he's a bit faster. Sitole coming on for Valenciennes. I hope that's how you say it. I think I've had about 8 goes. We've thrown it straight to them and they've headed it and they've scored. Oh no. Not good. Not good at all. Come on, Lincoln. Can you inspire a comeback? Very tired. Burst through. Oh, he's not quite fast enough. He's definitely strong enough to beat almost any defender in this league. But Chryson, not quite fast enough. Yeah, so I put every single team on the game in that list. So there are a couple that might not be playable. So when I was randoming the team for this, I think there was one from Uruguay or Venezuela, one of the two. So they're in the game, but they're only in the Copa Libertadores. Oh my days. 4-1. I'm getting smashed. This is like playing online career mode. This is the difficulty. But yeah, I think these are one of the better teams in the league, hopefully. I know they're not sort of Benfica, Porto, Sporting level, but interesting start at least. We're probably going to play one other game after this one just to see if we can fix things, and then because there's not too much I can really show off with only 3 transfers. Oh, that was a rising shot. I like those. They're super cool when they go in. Right, got a corner. Let's see if we can lock on to Kryson. Cross it to him. Head it. Oh, nearly. Our centre back's here. Pass it in there. Out wide here. Oh, it's the end of the match. 4-minute matches, they threw me off, you know. But yeah, not a good start. Not a good start, that one. But you can see how this might be an interesting idea, because while I have used this team before, I've never even thought about doing free transfers only as a
Just a
rule.
moment of your time.
I've done no free transfers. I've done only limiting myself to 1 or 2 free transfers. But yeah, only free transfers, that's going to be difficult if you try and do this for more than 1 season. I've already said this, so I won't repeat myself, but
No further questions.
yeah, there we go. That's the post-match interview done. Hopefully our next match is an interesting one. If it's not, I'll skip and try and find a better one. Should we play Porto? We'll skip Braga and just go straight to Porto, because I know they've got a more interesting team, and also I think they might have their real stadium in the game. I'm not 100% sure, but let's have a look. We're playing at Estadio de las Artes, which I don't believe is the real stadium. Let's see if we've got anyone else that we can put in any of these positions. Ukra, if you haven't seen, I posted a video of him in the description of my video where I talked about Santa Clara. I believe I put like the 5 most interesting teams that no one uses. I believe that's the title of the video. Go check out the video, because you can see he's absolutely a character. Right. Straight away we failed that little warm-up test. Okay, so this does look like a pretty cool stadium. Might be the real one. I'm not 100% sure. I think it is, to be honest. Or at least they have one that's very similar. Do they play at the Dragao? Oh, that might be Benfica. I've just offended a lot of people. But, wow, Romario. Hopefully it's not the Romario. Although he'd probably be about 60 years old. Okay, let's get off to a better start. And our left back is already a big weakness, like he was in the last game. But Mansour, there he is. Okay, good dribble there. Koulibaly, our new signing. He's got strength, but he likes to fall over a lot. Who's this? Martinez. Good tackle from Mikel. Bad pass from Mikel. Come on, lads. We can hold in for a draw. We can't lose this one like we did the first game. Okay, let's have a look. Hide, Lincoln, Kryson. Out wide. Oh, I've not got enough pace to beat Manafa. But they've got Pep. I only just found out it's pronounced Pep rather than Pepe the other day, thanks to a list of Euro 2020 pronunciations. But yeah, here we go. Mansour again on the ball. Salomao. I've never used him, so that's a proof that this does make you experience new things using this randomizer. Kryzen. Oh, he couldn't quite ball roll. Chancel Mbemba. Wow, Newcastle legend, Chancel Mbemba. Zaidu. Good tackle. Ukra, not quite good enough to keep the ball though. Mehdi. Mateus. Romario. They've got some legendary names at the least. The Romario and a Mateus. Hopefully it's not Lothar and the Romario. Get that goalkeeper. Oh, there's nothing you can do about that. Goalkeeper should catch that. He's done a little trick kick-off, apparently. And then tried to do a step over and fallen over. And now it's Porto on the attack again. Oh dear. So let's have a look. See what we can do here. Sergio. No. Okay, we kept it out. Nice one. What can we do? Koulibaly, new signing to Lincoln, Starman. Okay, good bit of trickery there to boost away from his opponent, and a good tackle there from Koulibaly, but can't quite keep it. Manafa out to Romario again. I won't mention Romario, the legend, for a 5th time, hopefully. But Mansour again, not got enough pace. Kicks it down the line though. Maybe he was just doing a good offside line. Kryzen. Oh, and Mbemba, he's got a bit too much pace for him there as well. Come on, lads. Keep it together. So, yeah, the random formation thing's another little thing that I added in just because I thought it'd be interesting to let people try some formations they've never used. For example, you could maybe... One of the random ideas I think someone sent me was they had Colchester using only African players in a 5-2-1-2, and they said they'd never even thought about using that formation, and they'd never even played as a League 2 team. I think they were not English, so they had no reason to be playing as a League 2 team really. Like a lot of English people do it just so they can have a road to glory. There isn't that same kind of affinity from German players or French players, just because obviously they have Ligue 2 and the 3rd league in Germany. 3 Liga, Dry Liga, however you want to call it. So he had a chance to use players that he's never used, because obviously he had to get African players, and not a lot of them want to go to that level unless they're already in League 2. So he had a lot of new players he was using. He had a new team and a new league that he was using, and a new formation. So that's what I'm trying to do here, is sort of get people to try new things, because I think that's how you learn to actually enjoy the game a bit more. By having more experience, also it gives you a lot more of the gameplay for your money by having these little challenges. You know, if you only ever play as Manchester United, that is a good goal. That is a good goal from, is it Oliveira? Oh, it's Luis Diaz. Yeah, if you only ever play as Manchester United, nothing wrong with that, but you're only ever going to experience what 20 players play like, or maybe, you know, the top 50 if you're always buying a Sancho and a Ronaldo back to Manchester United. Whereas this, you know, you try this challenge, you know what Hide feels like and looks like on the ball. You know what Ramos at right back does, Tassano, the slow Portuguese centre back. You know, you've got Lincoln, you've got Ukra on the other wing, and Solomao here. Players that probably, even on Ultimate Team, you're not going to use in your silver squads. You're not going to really think about buying them because they're not great players if you're playing as a better team. So you try one of these challenges, you get a new experience with new players. Maybe you'll find a new favourite that you bring to your favourite club when you're back playing a normal save. That's the idea, that's why I made the website, and hopefully that's what everybody gets out of the website. Hopefully you give it a go after this video. I'm only going to play this one more match, so it's not going to be too long left on the video. If you want to do subscribe if you want to watch more random career modes like this. But ooh, maybe a really good free kick there. But yeah, give it a go before you try your next career mode. See what you get. You can always randomize it multiple times until you get something that you do think's interesting. Even if you're just randomizing it for your favorite club, you know, you can do that Barcelona Africa only, or Barcelona only bold players. How weird would that be? You'd have to sign John Joe Shelby, replace Messi because he's not bold enough. Maybe get Cambiasso as the manager because he's like one of the most famous bold managers, other than a certain bold fraud who manages Manchester City right now. You know, make sure you do give it a go, because I don't get any ads on the website. I have hosting for a year on it, so I need as many people to use it as possible. I don't earn any money from the website, so just feel free to keep refreshing it. It doesn't DDoS me. I have unlimited bandwidth on there because of a different project that I've stolen hosting from. So yeah, just take advantage of it. Even if you don't use it, it's worth a try, right? Surely. I feel like I'm turning into a salesman now for a free product that I don't earn any money off, so maybe I'm not that great at being a salesman. Anyway, back to the game. We've just conceded another goal. Vanilson. God damn. Getting torn apart by all these Portuguese league players. But, you know, it just proves how hard it's going to be for us to improve our squad with only 3 transfers. Because I'm sure there was a much better player who was probably cheaper of wages. That was a good dribble from the AI there. Never seen them really do that before. There was for sure a player with less wages, probably better overall stats that was available for a transfer fee or a loan fee. But we had to go for a free transfer, as that was the rules that we randomised and we wanted to follow them. How interesting could that be if you do manage to get this with someone like a Manchester United? It's up to you how you interpret the rules, as we concede another one, but thankfully it gets chalked off. But you know, if you wanted to put youth academy players in with the free transfers, would be an interesting spin on it. Just like if you choose to include shaved head players as bald ones, or players like my left back with a bald patch, you know, feel free to do that too. I have actually quite enjoyed, even though I've lost, quite enjoyed playing with this team. I like the formation, I like Lincoln, as I've mentioned a couple of times already. I like the kit. I like the idea of playing with a team that plays in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Ooh, I was trying to do a special flare shot there with Lincoln. And yeah, I just like the idea of the save, and I probably wouldn't have considered actually uploading half an hour of me playing 2 games with sort of, honestly, it sounds more like a one-man podcast than a normal video of mine. It's not scripted at all, as I'm sure you can tell. Surely that other guy was offside. Come on. But yeah, it's basically been me rambling on about my job, my website, my channel, why I like Santa Clara, and why you should give this a go. Hopefully you do decide to give it a go. Hopefully you like this video. I know it might be one of the longest ones on my channel, and it's definitely not been edited very heavily. Oh my god, we didn't have a single shot. We didn't have a single shot. But we're just going to advance there, because that's as far as we're playing. In other career modes, where it's maybe a bit bigger of a team or have a bit harder of a challenge, we might go a little bit further. But for today, that's all we're going to play. Just 2 games, one against Porto, so it's a pretty big team, and the other one against a team I cannot pronounce the name of. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Give it a like if you did, subscribe if you want to see more like this, and I'll see you in my next video, which will probably be something a little bit more traditional. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.